See, here we are going to study about the liquidity preference theory. Under Keynesian theory of interest. So here the topic is under macroeconomics. Liquidity preference theory. Liquidity preference theory. See, Keynes theory of interest is also known as liquidity preference theory of interest. Here, liquidity theory of interest basically states the market rate of interest which is determined by the aggregate demand for money. Aggregate demand for money. Aggregate demand for money, and which is denoted by MD, aggregate demand for money, and the total supply of money, which is denoted as MS, supply of money, total supply of money. And here at the state of equilibrium rate of interest, it is determined equilibrium rate of interest is determined here by aggregate demand of money is equal to aggregate supply of money. See, this theory was given by Keynes theory and a Keynesian theory, and here he gave the theory regarding interest rate, and alternatively is named as liquidity preference theory. This theory is just based on the market rate of interest, which is determined by the aggregate demand for money MD and total, it means aggregate supply of money, which is MS. And at equilibrium rate of interest, market demand MD is equal to market's total supply of money, which is MS. And when we are going to study this Keynesian theory of interest, we need to know about the determinants of aggregate supply of money and aggregate demand of money, and the relationship between the money supply and interest rate and money demand and interest rate. And Keynesian view on demand of money and the relationship between money demand and interest rate. Here we just discuss about the Keynesian view, also about the supply of money. So first we start with demand for money. Demand for money. demand for money. We are going to study about the Keynesian view. Keynesian view. So the Keynesian analysis of the demand for money and its terms, demand and supply, money holding, liquidity preference, have same meaning. And the discussion about the Keynesian theory of demand for money, Keynes has classified the total demand of money under three categories. See, as per Keynesian view, जैनुल क्या बात है, कुछ कहना चाहते हैं? क्या बात है जैनुल, कुछ कहना चाहते हैं आप? कुछ कहना चाहते हैं तो बोलिए, नहीं तो माइक बंद कर रखिए अपना, पीछे आवाज़ आ रही है. Okay, so here when we are just discussing about the Keynesian view and where the Keynes classified about the categories where the demand for money is just analyzed. So basically three types of views are here for the demand for money. As per Keynes theory, Keynes classified the total demand of money under three categories. अब देखिए यहाँ पर according to Keynes there are basically three types of category under the demand for money. So the first is transaction demand of money. Transaction demand for money means here Keynes classified that what are the basic causes by which the money is demanded. So first one is transaction demand for money. The second is precautionary demand for money. Precautionary demand for money. And the third one, which is speculative demand for money. Speculative demand for money. So it is very interesting topic where Keynes gave about the demand for money under liquidity preference theory, much more important for rate of Keynes rate for the interest point of view, market rate of interest. And these also demand for money have a crucial value because here Keynes classified that in which terms the money is demanded in the market. First is transaction demand, second is precautionary demand, and third is speculative demand. We will study it one by one, that what are the required sources of these classification. So the first one we are going to study about transaction demand of money. So it is basically the most important, we can say, the function of money which acts as the medium of exchange, means transaction means exchange. Here money is being most common and convenient medium of exchange is demanded and carry out plan routine is known as transaction. So therefore both household and business firms hold money to carry out their routine planned transaction, and the need for holding cash balance arises because there is a time gap between the receipt of income and need for expenditure. So let's say we can say that if a service class gets a money in a month one time at the time of payment, but his expenditure during the month is of various time. It is not for suitable time that after 1 day, after 2 days the money would be required. It may be any of time money is required. So that is why we are studying a demand for money for transaction purpose. Okay, so income is generally basically received periodically, weekly, monthly, annually, and whereas people need money to buy goods and services regularly as when their need arises. So for example, to buy grocery, to pay electricity and telephone bills, to pay house rent, the firms, and we talk about the firms, is supposed to know about the income at the end of the financial year, but they need money to pay salaries, material inputs, pay electricity and telephone bills, so several times in a year. So therefore they demand for money and hold money to meet their routine payment needs, and this is called basically that transaction demand of money. So we have discussed here that transaction demand of money for both of the prospects, for household means salary holding person, as well as for business firms. And according to Keynes, the aggregate transaction demand of money function of national income. So transaction of demand of money is just denoted here MT. Transaction demand of money is equal to treated as a national income, so function of Y, where MT is a transaction demand of money and Y is a income. So in Keynesian system, the proportion of the income hold for transaction purpose is constant in short term, and as Keynes transaction demand of money function can be written as, so here we denoted a function here, so remove the sign of function, MT is equal to KY. So K here is a constant, K is the proportion of income demanded for transaction purpose, and the relationship between the national income and transaction demand of money can be stated as transaction demand of money MT is equal to KY. As we know, K is the proportion of income demanded for transaction purpose. And when we draw a graph here for transaction demand of money, and the graph is between the quantity of money demanded, quantity of money demanded and the second is real national income, real national income, which is denoted as Y here. So when we draw a slope, we draw a slope here, when as a change in income can be denoted as delta Y, change in income, and change in transaction demand of money can be denoted as MT, change in transaction demand of money. So here, as we know in the slope, what we derived here, MT from this formula, MT is equal to KY. So here MT is change in quantity of money demanded, transaction demand of money, and delta Y is the change in real income. So here delta MT means change in transaction demand of money upon delta Y means change in national income is equal to K from this formula. Okay. And delta MT upon delta Y is equal to K, and K is always greater than 0 because the proportion of demand of money is always greater than 0. So K is always greater than 0. And the Keynes system, money demanded for transaction purpose, assumed to be the interest which is inelastic, because whatever the rate of interest, people cannot afford to shutting down their kitchen, not paying house rent and electricity and telephone bills and school fees and medical bills. That is why this transaction demand of money and in the system for when the money is utilized for transaction purpose, it assumed to be the interest inelastic. It means it cannot be changed. It cannot be changed. Why it cannot be changed? Because it is our necessities. Paying house rent bill is our necessities. Paying for grocery is our necessities, as well as some other things. Paying electricity, telephone, school fee, medical bills is our necessities. So necessities cannot be elastic. It is always inelastic, means it doesn't change as the change of interest, because we have to pay this because these are our necessities under transaction demand of money. When we utilize this money for those transaction purpose which are our necessities, and we have to fulfill those necessities, because by this we are not able to survive here in this society. So that is why these rate of interest can be said as inelastic. Okay. So by this another diagram, we can able to understand this transaction demand of money, which is classified by Keynes in this way, that whatever would be the interest rate, let's say we draw a graph here under this transaction demand of money, and the graph is between interest rate and transaction demand of money. Interest rate I and transaction demand of money, which can be said as MT. So here what we derive, that the transaction demand of money is inelastic. It means whatever would be our interest rate, let's say our interest rate is first I1 lower interest rate, I2 some upper, and I3 highest interest rate. So here transaction demand of money we are just observing here, it is fixed, it cannot be changed. So this vertical line shows that whatever our higher rate of lower or higher rate of interest can be, it is I1 and then it is greater than I1, I2 and I3 which is greater than I2. So whatever the interest rate can be increased here, but our transaction demand of money is just fixed, it cannot be changed. Why? Because it is related to our necessities, and necessities cannot be skipped. So that is why by this discussion, as per Keynes' view, what we have understood, that the transaction demand of money is just essential for surviving a life, and it is inelastic, it cannot be changed, it is fixed because it is our necessities, right? So this is the first part which we have discussed, which is transaction demand for money. Now we are discussing about the second part, which is the precautionary demand for money. Precautionary demand for money. As the name suggests, precautionary means having some precautions. So what type of precautions? Both household and business firms hold some money excess of their transaction demand to meet their contingent expenditure. Contingent means for some risky purpose, for some uncertainty purpose, and also make provisions for unforeseen opportunities which cannot be going to happen, which we have thought about it, but it may be happened. Some uncertainties may be happened, and contingent need for expenditure areas due to some unpredictable events. What the unpredictable events can be? Like fire, theft, sickness, loss of job, accidents, death. These are some unpredictable events, unforeseen opportunities, and which arises, these unpredictable opportunities arise, which people take advantage to promote their interest. For example, can say a sudden temporary fall in prices of bonds and consumer durables. So to protect and promote the interest against such contingencies and unforeseen opportunities, as I discussed about it, what the unforeseen opportunities are, and people do hold some ideal cash balance, and the money held for this motive is called precautionary demand for money. It means that not only for business firm, but not only for household but also for business firm, such type of precautionary demand for money is required for some unforced opportunities, as we have discussed here, like fire, theft, sickness, loss of job. So these are the unforeseen opportunities which can be treated as, and here uh, firms or as well as household require such amount for such unforeseen opportunities, and this demand of money here can be treated as MP. M for money and P for precautionary. So money for precautionary demand, it means precautionary demand for money, which can be treated as here MP, related to the level of income. And as we know that rich people hold the larger amount of cash for such purpose, for having safety margins, than poor people, and a higher level of income have their precautionary motive, and this relationship can be expressed that in a function form. Let's say MP, it means precautionary demand for money, is equal to real national income, which is also can be said as precautionary demand for money is an interest inelastic in the larger extent, because certain level of interest however becomes inelastic or elastic in Keynesian system. Sometimes it is elastic, sometimes it is inelastic. And however MP is also assumed to be interest inelastic, and the transaction and precautionary demand for money function of national income, and this kind of transaction demand for money can therefore be expressed as, when we express these demand, can be said as MP, can be treated as precautionary demand for money, while MT is the interest inelastic. So when we add this both term, MT, transaction of demand of money, and MP, which is precautionary demand of money, and we find here M capital T. So here what it is the interest inelastic. When MT is drawn against the interest rate, it takes the interest rate inelastic. So what we have studied basically in a theoretical form here, that the precautionary demand for money is kept by household as well as business firm for some unforeseen opportunities, and these unforeseen opportunities, to far from such unforeseen opportunities, both of the household and business firm kept this a cash balance for such unforeseen opportunities. Okay. Now we are discussing here the third point. We have discussed earlier 2 points here: transaction demand of money, precautionary demand of money, and the third one is speculative demand for money. speculative demand for money. So what its third type is, what the speculative demand for money is. See, according to Keynes, the people hold a part of their income in the form of some ideal cash balance in addition to transaction as well as precautionary demand for money, with a view to take the advantage of changes in money market. Just mind this line. Apart from money which people keep for transaction and precautionary demand for money, people keep the money with a view to take the advantage of changes in money market, especially changes in asset market. And how it is done? See, buying bonds when the prices are low. Buying bonds when their prices are low is advantageous, because when some people hold the ideal cash balance of fluctuation of bond prices, and then there is however an element of uncertainty in this regard to change in the bond price, and if the bond price do not if the bond prices do not decline, it involves loss of interest on the ideal cash balance. And this kind of behavior of the people, there is an element of speculation, and Keynes called such type of money as a speculative demand of money, because when people invest their money for such money market and just wait for the higher interest rate, when they utilize their money for buying and investing in the asset market, and those who hold the money for speculative purpose assume to a risk of losing interest on the ideal cash balance. So here, the higher the interest rate, the higher the risk, and therefore the speculative demand for money, which can be written as MSP, can be said as speculative demand for money, and the interest rate are inversely related here, and this relationship can be written as MSP is equal to Fy. So here Y is not, here is the I. It means it is just dependent on interest rate, because when the interest rate, it depends on the interest rate, as higher and as lower, people opt to choose where we need to invest in the, where in which situation we need to invest in the asset market. And we also observe the relationship between here, when change in speculative demand of money MSP upon change in rate of interest, which is delta I, is always less than 0. So we can observe here with this speculative demand of money, with this graph, where when we have 3 interest rate, I1, I2 and I3, are the 3 interest rate and we have two sides here. On the y-axis we have interest rate, which is I, and on x-axis it is speculative demand for money. Which is MSP. So here MSP curve shows a speculative demand for money in relation to the market rate of interest. It shows the basically inverse relationship between rate of interest and speculative demand for money. As the speculative demand for money increases when the interest rate decreases. Just understand this line. When the speculative demand of money increases, the interest rate decreases. It means when the interest rate is low, people want to spend more because they are getting that bond which they are going to invest on that bond with low interest rate. And on low interest rate, people want to spend more on the bonds because with low interest rate they are able to purchase more bond in a very less interest rate, with less price, with less interest rate. So here the speculative demand for money for investment purpose is increased when the interest rate is low, and when the interest rate is high. So why people will invest on bond on higher interest rate? Because here they have to pay more for purchasing that bond in asset in capital market, for purchasing that bond. So people wait for that. At that time, people not purchase that bond. People only purchase that bond on the time when the interest rate is low, and then people invest at that situation. So at that time the speculative demand for money is increased. So it can be said here that the speculative demand for money increases with the interest rate decrease, and it can be a inverse relationship between the interest rate and speculative demand for money. Further, we need to understand about that the part of the Keynesian MSP curve means money of speculative demand curve is a horizontal straight line here, and the Keynes denotes here the remote of perishability of the market situation in which the market rate of interest falls and a critical minimum level. Let's say it is the IA1, which is the rate of interest, which is I1, and here in this situation market rate of interest falls below a critical minimum level. So here I1 interest rate is a critical minimum level according to Keynes, and a critical here minimum level applies here, and the certain low of interest where people desire to hold ideal cash balance become infinite, means whatever they have money extra apart from spending on transaction demand for money, and after that precautionary demand of money. So whatever the money apart from after investing these two demands of money, the rest of the money they want to spend on the speculative demand and desire to hold cash balance which can becomes infinite, means whatever the remaining they have, and implies that the speculative demand for money is the infinite or very large when the rate of interest goes below at a some critical minimum level. So here it can be said that the level below which banks pull down their shutter, and here it can be said that the Keynes calls this kind of situation as a liquidity trap. So here you are observing liquidity trap where people want to hold money, not to invest it, and invest it for only the bonds, because here the interest rate is low. Okay. And this situation can be said as liquidity trap, and which lies under the speculative demand for money. Okay. So here today we have studied about the three liquidity preference theory, and where we have studied about the three view: the transaction demand of money, the precautionary demand of money, and speculative demand for money. And the fourth one, which is the total demand of money, transaction as well as precautionary, and the speculative demand of money. So here the total demand for money. When the total demand of money, it consists of two components. The first one is the transaction including precautionary demand for money, which can be said as we know, M capital T equal to MT small t, which can be said as transaction demand of money, and M small p, which can be said as precautionary demand for money. And the third one, which is, as we know, speculative demand for money. So the total demand of money at the point of time can be expressed as MD, means money demanded, equal to MT. MT is just addition of transaction demand and precautionary demand, and MSP, which is the speculative demand. So MT is equal to KY, as we have discussed earlier. MT is equal to KY, okay, and MSP, speculative demand of money, is just equal to FI, means function of I is related, it is dependent on interest rate, given income and interest rate, and the total demand of money can be expressed as, means MD can be expressed as what? KY, this one, plus FI. FI means speculative demand, which is just dependent on interest rate. So this is the function can be expressed for the total demand for money. This is the relationship between the total demand of money and the interest rate and in the Keynesian theory of demand for money and the theory of interest, and the relationship between the total money demand curve and the interest rate, which shows the deviation of the total demand for money and total demand of money. It denotes also the interest rate, where the transaction demand of money is a straight vertical line and implies the change in the interest rate. As we know, where the transaction demand of money in the graph which we have studied, it is a horizontal vertical straight line. It means where our necessities are fixed, it cannot be changed. And the interest rates are, it may be of various interest rate, but our transaction demand of money is fixed. And when we talk about the speculative demand of money, where the interest rate also be changed, but it is shown by a curvilinear line. Okay, denotes the speculative demand of money. So this is the demand for money, which we have studied the 4 types of demand here: transaction, precautionary, speculative, and its total.